Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, confirming 1051, ready to go, over.
Bravo Delta 50 to Bravo Delta 60, are you ready to roll up?
Yeah, ready.
Received. Let's go, Joe. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see a swan glide gracefully across the water, but its legs are flapping like mad. And that is basically what each one of these episodes are.
Yeah, let's make the call.
Let's go.
Police! Get down on the floor! What's going on?
With Adolescence being a single shot format, it all runs very differently to normal. It took a few weeks to really understand that it was only one camera moving through space, that there was no cuts, and that whatever was shot is the episode.
I have a warrant to search your premises, sir. Where's your son? Where's your son?
He's in his bedroom! She needs me 44!
Where is he? You kind of feel like you're in a theatre space more than a TV space. Once the train starts moving, no one can stop it. Do you know what I mean? Mr. Miller, I will arrest you for obstruction. Please stop. Please. I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. Do you understand?
Dad, I haven't done anything!
Adolescence is not a whodunit, it's a whydunit. How did this boy end up in this place?
Your son, he's been arrested on suspicion of murder.
And this started with a phone call from Stephen saying, how do we tell that story in 4 one-hour shots?
I always wanted to tell a tale over a long time span, but not do it the way normal chronological stories work.
Jay! Don't say nothing!
That was the idea of spanning it across 13 months, but dipping in and out.
Dad!
And so we quickly worked out we're going to do the arrest, we're going to do school, then we're going to spend some time with Jamie, and then we're going to spend some time with the family.
Episode 1 is looking at a particular situation and trying to be as impartial as possible.
Excuse me? Dad, can you tell me when we can see my son?
Not long, Mr. Miller, all right.
It could happen to anybody, you know what I mean? We thought it'd be interesting to shine a light on the devastation that causes, you know, the ripple effect that has on everybody.
Did you do it?
It's going to touch a nerve with a lot of different people, and it's important for us to represent in the right way and be accurate.
He's a good kid.
This wasn't about othering Jamie. Don't put this in the extraordinary. Make this feel like it could happen to you, because that is the reality of what is happening in our world.
You'd have to be by your side all the way through it, all right? Okay? Okay.
We wanted the audience to be thinking, there's no way he's done this. This kid couldn't do that. So for him to see this act committed by his boy, he's poleaxed. And his life from that moment on will never be the same again.
What have you done?
Episode 2 should be something that makes people think, sparks debate, and opens the door for other directors, writers to feel that they can show the harsher sides of reality beautifully.
Oi! Ryan! What have you done?
This show is about windows, right? You get 4 different windows into Jamie's world. But it was working out where the windows were best placed so that we could understand him.
Episode 2 is kind of like piecing it together within the school and seeing how kind of social media can affect our children these days.
What's up?
It's not going well because you're not getting it.
What am I not getting?
You're not reading what they're doing, what's happening.
What are you talking about?
The theme of the show is reality. The youngsters don't live in a blinkered world where they don't know that these things happen.
Look, man, these kids are fucking impossible. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
There's 300 kids, as well as all of the teachers, all the chaperones that are being led around by lots of dressed-in ADs.
So it's got to be really meticulously planned out.
You're going to get instructions from the cast teachers to get back in line. Do not listen to them.
What have you done?
We have 3 weeks for one episode, right? So our first week is spent literally walking through scene by scene.
Shall we pop inside?
We're going to be going through it a lot, over and over again. Then it becomes muscle memory, you know? Then we do the tech rehearsal with all the crew.
That week, we put a lens on it, we start moving through the space, we start realising what doesn't work. kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back a little bit.
It's good that they happen now. It's just rehearsals. And look, we're all doing it without our script already anyway.
And then the last week, we get 10 chances, 2 a day at shooting 1 take.
Jane, this is a huge loss, love. We'll arrange for somebody for you to have a chat
Not
to.
another shrink.
No, it's not a shrink. It's just
No,
something for you to
fuck
talk
that.
to. Please, Jane.
So you're serious?
No, you can't go back to class. You know you can't.
When I first read the script, it blew my mind. Like, it felt like I just knew all these characters and I could visualise the whole thing.
Let's have a word with Ryan.
The collaboration on this show, a lot of it was technical, but the surprising thing was using technical to free us.
Action!
I'd written in this chase sequence, and this chase sequence took Bascom and this boy beside the murder site, and then the camera was going to travel back on its own back to the school.
That moment would have felt almost like a video game walking down the street. I think it would just take the audience away from what the piece is.
And then Phil called me up and he said, Matt and I think we found a way to make the camera fly.
If the camera could float away by itself, then it couldn't possibly be attached to a person. It kind of feels more ethereal.
So you've got Bascom finding his own sort of resolution, and you're with this character Jade, whose heart is pulled out, and you're with all these kids as they pull out their phones, and then the camera takes off, and the camera comes to rest at the murder site. It was an example of the technical meeting the story and finding a fusion which is actually better than anything that the story had come up with on its own.
What Jack Thorne is so brilliant at is being so brutal and so human. That's the crux of this episode, and probably the whole series, is how interesting it is what people present versus what's within.
I always wanted episode 3 to be a wonderful two-hander. It's a Jack Thorne beautiful masterpiece.
Hi, Jamie.
Go, go, go.
It was nerve-wracking reading episode 3 and then realising, oh, we need to cast a 13-year-old lad who can really, like, go on a journey emotionally.
Who looks extremely innocent and looks like a vulnerable, afraid young boy.
We haven't finished.
Because of schedule needs, we had to start with episode 3, which I was very nervous about because that's an hour-long script for a young actor to learn, acting opposite Erin Doherty.
Do it quick, what was that?
That rehearsal week, you're constantly asking yourself, can he get there?
As soon as you lose that eye contact, all the power's gone. You'll be giving him notes and he's just looking at you like that look. He's giving you that look and I'm like, is he listening to me?
Look out! Fucking wanna sit down! You do not tell me when to sit down! Get that in that fucking little head of yours!
And then he'll go and do a take. Every single note will be nailed.
It was a combination of 2 voices in the room for him. It was Phil, who's so gentle, and it was Erin.
I need you to sit down. Just so well written that it kind of requires you to just be there. We're just surrendering to the script and each other.
Something happened between the 2 of them, and it just took Owen into another place and took Jamie into another place. And actually, it was the best start we could have made for him.
That night, I didn't touch her. I could have touched her, but I didn't. I had a knife. She was scared, but I didn't do that. I could have touched any part of her body I wanted to, I really wanted to, but I didn't. Most boys would have touched her.
What's so heartbreaking for Bryony at the end, you witness her have to let go of everything she's wanted this boy to be.
What did you think about me then?
Okay.
And all these thoughts kind of come into her mind, and it's kind of symbolised through this sandwich. The person that she was when she entered the room, who was making the offer, to then the person who won't even touch it. It's just such a great thing to play.
We always see the perspective of the victim's family, which is rightly so, do you know what I mean? Of course we should. And with episode 4, I wanted to have a look at the impact it has upon the family of the boy who has committed the act.
All right, nons. Hey! 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 All right, nons. Did you see that to my phone? Did you?
It was really important to Stephen that this wasn't a show that made easy answers.
What are
The one thing he said to me right at the beginning was, we can't blame the parents.
I didn't want Jamie to come from a background where his mum was a drinker or his dad was violent and aggressive. I wanted to eliminate all of those things, to try and get the audience to ask the question, why? But also, in the same respect, think, that could be me. That could be my child.
I wish he'd have pricked you. You'd have done better.
No.
Yeah, you would. You'd have done better.
Stephen's performances are real. He opens up his heart for people to see. He knows exactly what he wants.
That was fantastic. I love working with him. He's just incredible. He's passionate.
Stephen is an instinctive leader. He's someone that just you kind of flock to. There was a feeling of a gang on this show. Everyone was excited about what we were doing.
Ready? Ready. Gonna do a take.
Let's go.
Before each take, my heart is pounding and absolutely everyone feels it because everyone knows how important their job is.
Action!
It takes a real army of people to pull it together, you know, because there's not one person on that set who's not important. Because without every single person, it could all collapse.
Watching it come to life, watching the decisions that Matt and Phil made as they were telling the story through the camera, it was really thrilling.
I think if anything can force us to look at a subject that we don't want to look at, it's a one shot, because you really are forced to watch it. There's no break from it.
The fact is, we are dealing with the harsh reality of what is going on. And I hope it does make people stand up and think about what they're doing or what they're not doing.
Do you like me?
You don't know what's going on behind closed doors with anyone, ever. No one is just evil. No one is just all bad. It's just so much more complex.
What's a good mom?
We're not trying to give answers. We're not trying to lay blame particularly. It's a really complicated time, but we need to be talking about these things.
I'm sorry, son.
I just hope it creates debate and I hope it creates conversation between parent and child.
I didn't even have to act. Like,
No.
you were genuinely terrifying.
That's good. Hi, I'm Owen Cooper.
And I'm Erin Doherty, and we are the cast of the new Netflix series, Adolescence, and we're going to go through some of our scenes shot by shot.
Or in our case, one shot.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi. My voice is so
Hi.
good.
Same goes for you, Jamie.
Yeah.
We'll be watching, okay?
We did 2 takes a day.
Yeah.
But by that point, like, we did just know it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't thinking about the lines.
No.
At this point. Which is crazy when you think about it, like, the amount of script that we had to get through.
It was mad.
Yeah.
I don't know how I learned that.
I don't know how you learned that. I remember rocking up on day 1 and you knew your lines.
Yeah, because I was so worried I wasn't going to learn them, so I was on my script every day. Well, you make butties, do you?
What, you think that's weird?
No. My mum makes them.
Wow, that makes 2 of us then.
That was minging, that.
What, the actual drink?
Yeah, that was horrible. It wasn't hot chocolate because it had to get changed. It was making the floor sticky or something for the camera.
Oh, yeah. And I remember when in one of them, it spilt all over the table. I could see people in the cameras that could see into the room, like, quickly trying to clean it up.
Yeah,
So by the
yeah.
time we came back in.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that's
Oh,
change
it was disgusting.
Jamie, I asked whether you were attracted to women. Do you think women are attracted to you?
What sort of question is that?
Well, what do you think? Do you think girls are attracted to you?
No. Because I'm ugly. I think this is where you properly see what he's actually like.
I still feel really sorry for you. It takes a craftsman to really kind of toe the line of anger and vulnerability. The fact that you were able to feed those things in and without making him a monster in any way is really impressive and necessary in order for us as an audience to care about you.
The other bloke is much more easy.
Okay.
Him checking whether to stand was much easier. Whether I understand what I did. No, fuck off! I didn't fucking say that! You fucking put your words in my mouth! It's like a fucking trap in here!
Jamie!
You smashed that. But also, naturally, like, you're such a good guy that it took a long time for you to be like,
I know,
I'm just going to have to go there.
It was a bit out of my comfort zone, to be honest.
I think it'd be out of anyone's comfort zone. Like, but also, like, we had just met.
I know.
Like, so then by the time it came to this, seeing you do that is incredible.
Yeah, I know. It is crazy. What was that? Hey? What the fuck was that? Signal away like a fucking queen, yeah? Ah! That was tense, that. That was the one that that was the bit that we focused on in rehearsals, that bit.
Yeah, we spent so long working on that and playing around with different ways of doing it. It's so intense, but also to really like provoke that in someone else is a big ask. I didn't even have to act. Like, you were genuinely terrifying.
That's good. Everyone was calling her slag, you know, or flat or whatever, so I thought when she was like that weak, she might like me. I think that just shows how cruel some kids are.
What's scary is how easy it is to see the logic in the way that these whole ideas are presented, like through social media.
I could have touched any part of her body I wanted to, I really wanted to, but I didn't. Most boys would have touched her.
I think what I tried to toe the line with throughout this scene was the being a professional and knowing what I was there to do, knowing this was our last session, and knowing the repercussions of what would come from this meeting in terms of your reality and your future. But also, I think what was interesting to me was their genuine connection, and I really do believe that Bryony wanted the best for you and was just willing you to say something that would flip the whole thing and go, he didn't do it, but yeah, at this moment you got to see that whole thing drop away and the reality of the situation set in stone. I was here as a professional, Jamie.
Don't you think like that then?
My job was to assess
I like you
as a professional.
Not like that, not fancying you, just as a person.
Okay, so come on.
Don't you even like me a bit? What did you think about me then? If we had a choice, I think we'd both go one take.
Always.
Yeah.
For the rest of our lives.
Because when you're like cutting and stopping and stuff, you wouldn't get that full, that emotion.
Yeah, you don't get the build-up. Whereas like by that point, you had to explode and I had to explode in my way. Like there's no other way. And you only get that from being in that for an hour.
Don't you dare!
Hey!
Don't you even like me a bit!
Jamie, come on, man, please. Okay? Jamie.
What did you think about me then?
Okay.
Tell him I got him all right! Tell him I got him okay!
Jamie, calm down.
Tell him I'm okay, please! I didn't get to watch that bit, the very, very end of You, because when I went off, I didn't get to watch the monitor or anything, but when I watched that, not long ago, that was one of the best scenes, I think.
That whole outpouring of whatever can only be created by what we made in that room. You had never hit all of the windows. I remember that was the one time where you hit them all. I'd hear one of the glasses, like you bang on the window, and then I'd know that you'd gone, but you did all three that time. And I remember just sitting there being like, oh my, it just like, that added to it as well, because I was like, I felt so guilty in that moment. And also you really went for it when you left the room that time, because I remember Phil was like, really like, go for it and push back, and witnessing you do that is also really
But I think
harrowing.
What gets Jamie in that bit is that now he's like fully alone.
Yeah, and you feel that.
Yeah.
It's awful.
In the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, he's done a bad thing, but at the same time, you're thinking that, you know, he's just a 13-year-old lad in a place where he doesn't want to be. So we hope you enjoyed going through our scenes shot by shot.
It was such an incredible experience filming this series, and we hope you enjoy watching it.
Be sure to check it out.
Only on Netflix.
You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I
You've
haven't.
seen 1 and 2, haven't you?
There'll be a few bits I haven't seen. Let's do it. Let's go, Joe. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still amazed by this shot.
It's
Well, the whole thing, but
yeah.
Police! Get down on the floor!
What's going on? I've got two kids upstairs!
I haven't done anything. Look, you've got the wrong house, I'm telling you. You're making a big mistake. When I came up with the concept, because I'm obsessed by 24 hours in police custody, we wanted to just grab you by the throat straight away. And I thought, what better way to, you know, an armed raid, just to come smashing through that front door.
What I liked is when the door gets kicked in, you're like, I haven't done anything. You got no idea. It's got
No
to do
idea
with
what's going
your
on.
son, yeah.
No, you're never going to think it's your kid.
Police! Suspect found! Show me hands! Get your hands in the air! Get your hands in the fucking air so I can see him now!
Hey, Miss D.I. Bascom, I have a warrant to search your premises, sir. Where's your son? Where's your son?
He's in his bedroom!
Obviously, look, it's all one shot. How did you find that experience working in this way?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah, I want you to tell me.
I absolutely shit myself, bro. Oh, man. I just didn't want to be the guy
To drop the ball.
that dropped the ball.
It's kind of the most zen I've ever been as an actor, because we have that rehearsal process and we study the script. And once we say go, we all just go together and we're on that same journey. Do you know what I mean? We jump and we fly.
Do you want to give us a reason why? Why would you do something like this? Jamie, you want to say sorry to Katie's mum, who I had to talk to just past midnight last night while she was sobbing on the floor because her daughter is gone. That's where we are. This was a tough scene.
What we wanted initially was, Dad wasn't violent at home. Dad hadn't hit him. Mum was not an alcoholic, so there was no external reasons for why this had happened. And then you can go into the kind of themes that we brought through it then about, you know, masculinity.
Yeah.
Come here! Ryan! Stop running.
Obviously, I can run faster than this, so you have to
Of
kind of,
course,
you've got to run slower, but...
It's a shit, Dad, run.
Yeah. Oh, my God, I was suffering, man.
What does the word incel mean to you?
What?
Incel. Katie called Jamie an incel. What does it mean?
Who'd you laugh?
Was she bullying?
We're tapping into social media, online, you know, and how that is affecting the minds of our young people. It can indoctrinate you, man.
Of course, yeah. And in the sense of his relationship with his father and son relationships are vital. I'm extremely close with our Alfie. But there was a moment where, a few years back, I give him a cuddle, and his mate got a little bit emotional. And I was like, you all right? And Alfie went, his dad's never told him that he loves him, and his dad's never given him a cuddle, do you know what I mean? But Eddie's that kind of man where that wasn't given to him. So it's difficult to break that cycle. And so his son is seeking that somewhere else.
Owen, it was like, throughout the rehearsal process, I think even sometimes in the filming, I'm just watching this kid like, how?
He'd been to a little drama class. That was it. That was all he'd ever done. But there was something about Owen straight away. You just knew.
Whether I understand what I did. No, fuck off! I didn't fucking say that! You fucking putting words in my mouth! It's like a fucking trap in here! You!
Jamie!
Within the rehearsal process, I just kind of said to him, look, when we do this, we're in it, we're real. Everything else doesn't exist. And he just looked at me and he was kind of like, OK. And we'd just switch in straight away. He had that ability. Hey? But when he'd finish, you know, we'd all be a little bit shaken, a little bit kind of like, oh OK, that was...
Like a fucking
Let's just go upstairs and start playing swing ball. Do you know what I mean?
World is covered by a train.
I want you to see this and then tell me what you think of this bit. Yeah.
And mother's hands are warm and white. I would rather feel this world through the skin of a child.
It's gonna make me cry, man. As a parent, I'm fucking dying for you here, seeing the ripple effect that it has on the family.
And it was that kind of thing that we really wanted to show how devastated you would be if one of yours committed that act.
It's not just the outcome, is it? We're talking about why.
That's the key. It's not a who done it, because we know straight away. It's a why done it, isn't it?
Yeah. Men talking about how they feel and stuff, young men especially.
Yeah.
It's pretty much non-existent.
And hopefully it's kind of just putting a mirror up to society and saying, just have a little look at this. And why?
I think the best TV creates great conversation, deals with current issues, and is also very entertaining. Yeah. And I think this ticks all three boxes.
Yeah, it's an honour to be a part of.
Yeah.
And it was a joy to do with you.
Thank you.
Nice.
I love you, bro.
Love you too. Nice one.
Thank you.